Good evening, class. I hope you are ready to learn about word studies with me and excited to dive in. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the purpose of a word study, and that is to understand and reflect on the author's intended meaning. I want you to keep this in mind as we continue to talk about meaning. It's all about the author's intended meaning. What a word study is not. It's not what you want it to mean. You can't go into a passage of scripture with, oh, this is what I want it to mean. You can't twist scripture to your own advantage or to prove a point or argument. That's not how God has intended us to use the scripture. Secondly, it's not what it means to you. It's what the author has intended it to mean. Number 3, it's not what it means to others. Often others misinterpret the Bible and they'll tell you, oh, this verse means this or this verse means this, but the verse means what the author intended it to mean, not what others say, because everybody has different opinions. And 4, it's not what it might look like. You might open a scripture and think, oh yeah, I know what this means, but it requires digging deeper, looking at context, and really digging in to figure out what the word means. So why are word studies important? Why do we need to learn this? Well, they help us grasp the intended meaning, like we just talked about. And when done correctly, they should prevent us from misinterpreting. We don't want to misinterpret God's holy word. And they also help us grow spiritually, because God will speak to us and we can grow in that, and He will call us to deeper things, encourage us. So finally, how to do a word study. I hope you're ready to learn about how to do one. How to do a word study in 3 simple steps. Focus, study, reflect. Focus, study, reflect. I want you to keep that in your mind and remember it after this lesson. So first, focus. We're going to focus on keywords in the passage. We're going to focus on translation differences, repeated words, unknown words, key characters, verbs, and figures of speech. Those are the words that we want to focus on and study, because you can't just study every single word of the Bible. You need to focus on keywords. Then we're going to study the semantic range of the Greek or Hebrew word. Well, what is semantic range? Semantic range is a range of possible meanings. So we're going to study the range of possible meanings for the Greek or Hebrew word. There are some references here that can help you do that. You can use an exhaustive concordance. Go to billmounts.com where you can put the English word in. It will show you the Greek word and where it's used in other parts of the Bible. You can use logos.com, which has a lot of those same things. They also have an app you can download on your phone that has the Bible and Greek translations, and it helps you with that. And then you want to study the meaning. And the meaning is found in context, context, context. It's the most important thing when studying the meaning. Next, you're going to reflect. Reflect on the word as used in your passage. You want to understand the book. Understand the history. When was this book written? Who was around? Who was ruling? What was going on in that time frame? And you want to understand the reason. Why was this book written? What was the purpose? And then you want to understand the audience. Who was this book written to? And what's important, we understand the book as a whole. Again, focusing and studying context. And most importantly, through it all, we want to seek God. We want to pray and ask Him to speak to us before we even start. Ask Him to help us. We're going to rely on Him. rely on Him to speak to us, rely on His word and its holiness, and we're going to ask for His help, His guidance, and rely on Him and seek Him through it all. Even when it gets difficult, know that you can seek God and He will help you. So, to wrap things up, that's how you do a word study in 3 steps. Focus, study, reflect. Again, focus, study, reflect. And that is all the time we have today on word studies.